10-second runoff.
Welcome back to the 10-second runoff powered by Culture Media with your hosts Joe Mitchell, Alec Escade, producer Magic Mikey Shiaza. There he is. Hands up, baby.
I almost pointed this way, thinking my camera was still here, but now my camera's over here. threw me off for a second.
Somebody decided to show up today, huh?
Oh, what do we have here?
Looking like a douche, but, you know, it's hot in here. I don't want to sweat. I'd rather not. So here we are.
On a similar note, I'm not going to necessarily use that word when talking about one of these guys, but on a similar note, did you see Caleb Williams?
Yeah, dude. He's a douche. He's a douche.
Oh, I didn't say that.
You didn't. I did. Yeah, dude, that's real dumb.
All right, well, let's talk about what he said. He said whoever drafts him, he wants partial ownership of that NFL organization. Hey, what? Like, what are we talking about?
And at the end of like what I saw, it said like, if he goes out in 2024. So like, if this is gonna be the year, and like it's y'all draft me this year, I want part of it. What?
That's not how that works.
No, dude, shut up. That's bad.
Not even a little bit. Like, that's not at all how this works. They're gonna give you a $19 million signing bonus.
No, that's more than that too.
I don't think so.
I don't know. It's in the 20s. Yeah.
Is it, Mikey? You got that?
Bad too.
Cool. Let us know when you pull that up.
Something's telling me it's 29.
No,
It's either 29 or 24.
It's not 29. That's for sure.
It's 29 or 24.
It is 26-9.
Oh my God.
No, yeah, get shit on too. But the way but like, dude, that's enough, right?
Yeah.
I mean, his NIL valuation's like 3 or something. Get a grip. Not only that, but you're perfectly on route to get 50 a year.
The idea that he, first of all, earlier in the year said that he was potentially not going to go to the draft. You're missing out on $23 million immediately. Like, what?
26.9.
I know, but you said his NIL valuation was 3.
Oh, I'm like, dude.
So I said you're missing out on $23 million immediately, running the risk of injury just because you don't want to play for a specific team. Then is doubling down. Hey, not only do I need that $29 million for the number 1 overall spot, I need ownership. What are we? I
mean, stop.
Does he think he's Jay-Z? Like, what are we? Like,
Tom Brady? Like, he has ownership now.
He's great. Look, I have a bad fantasy team. There's a great shot he ends up on my fantasy team, so I'm pulling for him. But what are we?
Now let's tell the people the truth. That's because you have Mikey's pick.
Yeah, Magic.
Okay,
Mikey's.
well, we don't need to get into that.
Okay.
We don't need to get into that. But I will say, I just pulled this up. In July, the NFL banned teams from giving equity shares to players and employees, fearing that this may be a negotiation tactic on the horizon for salaries as salaries continue to rise. So you can't even get ownership of a team.
They were on to something. I mean,
They knew Caleb was coming.
Yeah, really.
What's going on?
Is he Joe Burrow? Is he Trevor Lawrence? The last 2 big number 1 overall picks, quarterbacks.
Scouts are saying Scouts are saying if he was in the same draft as those guys, he would have been taken higher. I gotta see it.
I don't know. They didn't ask for that though.
You weren't here for the recap, but what were your thoughts on those 3 first half picks versus Notre Dame?
He's I don't know, and it's funny because like I crapped on him.
It's crazy that the move after those 3 first half picks is I need ownership. Like, that's why.
Now that I've thrown 3 picks, y'all are going to trade 3 picks to come up here and give me ownership of your team.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, shut up.
I do think he should go first overall. Like, I do think he's absolutely that guy. But, I mean, that is crazy.
Let's be honest. He didn't own Arizona's football team.
No.
They shut him down, and then Notre Dame decided to do the same. But Notre Dame's got an incredible secondary.
Yeah.
No, man. I mean, it's funny because it's coming straight off the week where I was like, Caleb's got to step up. Caleb's got to step up. And everybody's like, hey.
It was me.
Hey, man.
It was me.
No, and he freaking did it. Again, playing against probably the best secondary in the country.
Yeah.
But,
all right, let's move on. We got a lot of games to talk about this week. Before we get to that, the AP released their midseason All-America teams. Just going to go over the first team. At quarterback, Michael Penix Jr.
Love it.
Yeah, I love that. I think it could have honestly. I think it could have gone to either Michael Penix Jr. or Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
But I think Michael Penix Jr. is the right move. Jaden Daniels is obviously second team.
I think I think it should have been Jaden if their teams were both undefeated.
Yeah.
I think he's been playing. He has had the best quarterback play by far, even. But yeah, I mean, undefeated team.
Yeah,
That helps.
I don't think it's by far.
Statistically, it's not really close. But I just mean, yeah. But anyway, I'm not mad at it.
At running back, they have Aldrick Estime and from Notre Dame, obviously, and Jonathan Brooks from Texas. How about Texas? Just so impressive to me. Last year, we were concerned about they're losing Bijan. You know, they couldn't get there with Bijan last year. What are they going to do without him? They lose not only Bijan Robinson, but their top 2 running backs. Roschon Johnson, and now Jonathan Brooks is a first-team All-American at running back at Texas. Really, really impressive. That's incredible.
Yeah, no, I agree.
At wide receiver, they have Malik Neighbors of LSU, Luther Burden of Missouri, and Roma Dunze from Washington. So I like those. I'm good with all of those. I think Malik Neighbors Luther Burden is leading the nation in receiving yards. Malik Neighbors is second, and Roma Dunze is he second in touchdown receptions?
I'm pretty sure Malik Neighbors is actually first right now.
Did he pass him?
Yeah, he's actually first right now.
There you go.
But yeah, Luther Burden's second, and then Roma he's absurd.
Yeah. Tight end Brock Bowers. I don't know if that'll hold with his injury. He's going to be out between 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to end in the first team All-America, right. But to this point, certainly worthy.
Not even close.
Yeah, not close. All right, center, Jackson Powers Johnson from Oregon. Guard, Zach Zinner from Michigan. And Cooper, you're going to lose me here. Beebe? What do we got? Help me.
From me? Yeah. No, I don't know.
From Kansas State. At tackle, you have Fuaga from Oregon State and Joe Alt from Notre Dame. What happened?
No, I don't know. I thought you'd say his whole name.
No.
Okay.
And then athlete or
you can pronounce that one good.
Yeah, that's a good one. Ashton Giante. I don't know, dude. These names kill me. From Boise State.
Rip it up.
Also, we cover the Power 5, bro. This is you're hurting me here. So that's the offense. Do you have any issue with any of that?
No, I don't.
So minus the injury, would you have put in Travis Hunter as the athlete there?
Minus the injury, probably, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, if you're looking at what he's done, he's the best athlete in college football.
Yeah.
He's able to do both at such a high level, but yeah.
What about at receiver? So obviously you have Malik Neighbors, Luther Burden, and Odunze. What is the are we missing anybody? Do you think there could have been an argument for
Marvin Harrison Jr. has always got to be up there.
Yeah, Keon Coleman.
Yeah. Oh, dude. He's my favorite receiver to watch. Yeah, I think there's a huge argument there. Problem is, I don't know that you can put him above. You can't put him above Neighbors. Man, I think Coleman could have made it over either of the other two.
Well, honestly, my thought there is you can't put him above Neighbors or Burden. They're 1 and 2 in receiving yards. And Odunze is having such a great year. You got to sneeze?
Bad.
Okay.
All right.
Odunze is having such a great year that I think he deserves to be up there too. It's tough to just list the top 3 receivers, but I'm not mad. I'm really not mad at the list.
No, I'm really not either. I'm not either.
Defensively on the D-line, you have Newton from Illinois, Howard Cross from Notre Dame. That's interior defensive lineman. And on the edge, you have Dallas Turner from Alabama and Latu from UCLA. Again, not necessarily mad at that. I think that's fair.
I agree.
Linebacker, you have Jason Henderson from Old Dominion. That one surprised me a little bit, but he's been balling. Ed Cooper from Texas A&M and Peyton Wilson from NC State. NC State always just has elite linebackers.
Yeah.
Their whole team can just they can go win 6-7 games and have one of the best linebackers in the country
every time.
It's insane. Cornerback, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Alabama, and then Chris Abrams-Drain from Missouri. At safety, you have Jalen Simpson from Auburn and Malachi Starks from Georgia. I love that. I have no issues with the secondary there. How about this? This is something that I didn't think we'd see in our lifetime. First team All-American kicker, Will Reichert, Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama's always got a terrible kicker.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. Alabama, look at that. Making their way into the special teams in All-America. All right, let's get into the games.
Not the punter. I mean,
punter.
Give it to him.
Torrey Taylor, Iowa.
Let's go, baby.
There you go. Because we are a kicker-friendly show.
Hey, and he's always punting.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know that he's got the best average. He's got the most punts.
Yeah. Their offense has 850 passing yards on the year.
Go up. That's bad.
That's less than a third of both Michael Penix Jr. and Jaden Daniels.
And on top of that, I sent you a joke link the other day saying they had 25 passing yards, and you You didn't believe it, but you still had to look it up to check.
No, I was more so. I was shocked.
Don't do that because I was in that group chat.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I said, no way that's true. Because in my head, I was like, there's no way Mikey just sent me this thinking this is real. That was genuinely my thought.
So you were doubting me?
Yes, 100%.
But then you Googled it.
Huh? No, I saw.
He Googled it to try to prove me wrong.
No,
It's
was
not.
floating around on Instagram, bro. Like, it was very much, right? No? Okay.
You Googled it.
All right. Well,
let's get into the games.
yeah.
Number one, Georgia's on bye.
They're on a bye. We have Michigan at Michigan State this weekend. Michigan's a 24.5-point favorite. Yeah, right. That's how this is going to go. This is one of those games where I'm getting to the point of feeling almost bad for Michigan State. Not in like a they need pity kind of way. That's not what I'm saying. But like with the whole Mel Tucker situation, like it sucks. They lost Peyton Thorne. They lost Keon Coleman. Like the biggest playmakers on offense, and Peyton Thorne wasn't one of their biggest playmakers last year.
He's still not. Yeah.
But Keon Coleman was for sure.
Yeah.
And just with how that whole situation went down, it just sucks to lose a guy like that and then have your coach be taking all this fire. You know, whether it was deserved or not, I think they're still trying to work that out.
Right.
Well, no, he's gone. He's gone. But
they're
trying to work out if it was deserved or not.
That's not being worked out right now.
No.
Yeah. I think they win by more than 25.
Yeah.
This is one of those games they don't take their foot off the pedal.
And this is another one, right? Like Michigan State. Who's Michigan State's biggest rival?
Michigan.
Yeah. Who's Michigan's biggest rival?
No, yeah, it's Ohio State.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's just.
Who's their second biggest rival?
Yeah,
It's Penn State. So you look at that and you're like, well, Michigan State's going to get up for this one. Michigan's just going to kill them.
Yeah, it's just little brother syndrome, and it sucks, but that's what it is. And I think they're going to get put in their place yet again.
Yeah.
Number 3, Ohio State versus 7 Penn State. This is my game of the week here.
No doubt. Pass me a rogue, and the way I'm looking at it. We actually did lock this.
Yeah.
We didn't lock the spread. The spread is 4.5 to.
You can do it while you're talking on camera. Like
that's what I'm doing.
Like, why don't you just wait on it to pen to me?
Because I had to ask for it regardless. You were gonna have to pass it either way.
We're not sponsored by Rogue, but if they would like to sponsor us,
yeah, if you know anybody at Rogue, shoot them over. But yeah, man, 4.5-point spread. Let's talk about the spread. Oh God. How do you feel about the spread being that? I'm not talking about how you feel about it, but I like the spread. I think Vegas did a good job with the spread. Mm-hmm. Thoughts?
Look, I actually have Penn State rated higher than Ohio State in my power ratings this week. I think Penn State frankly, I think Penn State's going to win the game. I lost the game personally, but I do think Penn State's going to win the game.
Right.
So I would have the spread the other way. I'd have it probably a 1.5-point spread Penn State's way.
Okay. I like Penn State in this one, too. I don't hate the spread. I don't hate that Vegas has it here. Hopefully, I don't care who wins, like, truly. I'm going to watch the game. I'm going to be, intrigued. I think Penn State will win. But I'm almost pulling for Penn State because of what Bama has for what ESPN has for Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah. They lose. They still have the best shot to make the playoffs. No, dude.
Well, I think the argument here and what a lot of people are saying is Ohio State's defense is going to be able to show up and all, this, that, and the other. Hey, Penn State's got the number 1 ranked defense in terms of total defense in the entire country, immediately followed by Michigan. So, like, the 2 other teams in the Big 10 East that Ohio State's going to have to play have the top 2 defenses in the entire country. And Penn State's offense hadn't been much of a drop-off from Ohio State's this year.
No. Yeah. You want to get into the lock right now as well?
Go ahead.
So we went ahead and locked Penn State plus 13.5. Hey, man, if they lose by 14, we can call it. I mean, we don't need to be sitting up here. There's no shot.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It would have to be a late garbage time. I mean, not even garbage time. It would just have to be a late dagger play, which I don't.
And even then, I don't think they score that many.
Yeah, you don't think?
No. I don't think I don't think they're scoring that many points.
You don't think they're scoring enough to beat Penn State by 14?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So give me a score prediction. Well, before we get to score prediction, what's the key? You think Penn State's going to win? How are they?
The Penn State defense.
Yeah.
We have yet to see Ohio State's offense really like gouge somebody, right? Mm-hmm. And I say it like that because they're known to do just that. Like just exploit the crap, like 65 to or like 77 to 7, just stupid stuff. I'm looking at like a 31-24, 31-27 Penn State.
If I was doing a same game parlay, I'd take Drew Allar for 250 or more yards. I'd take Nick Singleton for 60 yards or 60 plus yards rushing, and I'd take Dante Cephas for 55 yards receiving or more. I think that would hit. Like I think their offense is going to be, while they may score less than they have been scoring previously,
for obvious reasons.
Yeah, because we're playing Ohio State, right? I think their offense is going to be firing on all cylinders. Now, on top of that, this is a 4.5 point spread, right? Yeah, 4.5 point spread. Penn State's 6-0 against the spread this year. We didn't lock them last week because the spread was 40 some odd points. They won 62-0. I mean, Penn State is a damn good team that I think is getting a little bit disrespected because they've constantly been third in the BIG10 East for however many years.
Yeah, I said a couple weeks ago I thought, Ohio State was going to lose maybe 3 games. Now, it's kind of rough, right? They still have USC, is that correct? Oh, no, they have Notre Dame. Yeah. Obviously, they have them. They have Michigan and who?
They don't have USC. So
I'll pull that out of nowhere.
Yeah.
However,
remaining on their schedule, they have Penn State, Wisconsin, Rutgers, Michigan State, Minnesota, Michigan.
Okay.
Notre Dame was that third game.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going crazy. However, well, they didn't lose that one. I do think they lose both of those games, and I'll stick to that. I feel really good about Penn State. That defense is nothing to mess with.
And if you're even if you're just taking, the Penn State being 6-0 against the spread, you can feel comfortable about them. Even if they're going to lose, it's going to be about 3 or less.
Yeah.
They cover.
Yeah.
They've covered every week, and I don't see that stopping. I think they win.
I agree.
All right. Number 4, Florida State versus 16 Duke. Florida State's a 14.5 point favorite. Now, I think that line is set at 14.5 because Riley Leonard's a game time decision.
Yeah.
He may play this weekend, but we don't know.
Right.
Nobody knows to this point. But if he plays, expect that line to come down.
Yeah, but I mean, they're probably 10.5, right? 12.5.
I don't know.
You think it would get within one possession? You think he's worth a touchdown on the spread?
I think it'll come down to. I don't think it'll come all the way down to 8, but I do think it'll be somewhere between 8 and 10.
Yeah. Either way, I think Florida State covers regardless. I think at 14.5 they cover, and that's if he doesn't play. If he plays and it's a 10-point spread, I think they cover.
I will say, whether he's worth a touchdown or not that's not the conversation we're having, right? It's if he plays, expect people to hammer the Duke plus 14.5. That's what I'm saying. I think the market will move the line.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Now, again, if he doesn't play, then I feel fine about this Florida State 14.5. That being said, Florida State's really struggled against the run this year, and that's kind of Duke's MO. So,
Riley Leonard's a big part of that.
Riley Leonard's a huge part of that. I don't know how this game's going to go. I think Florida State's a very good team, but they scare me, right? They dominated LSU, and we've seen LSU turn out to be a really good team, at least offensively, and they held LSU to 24 points. We saw them, figure out a way to beat Clemson late in that game.
That was incredible.
With a defensive touchdown in the fourth quarter. So that was a big win for them. We also saw them really struggle against Boston College. We've seen them have struggle wins. They haven't had them. They haven't had struggle wins as of late. They've kind of been handling business. If that trend continues, I think they beat Duke by 2 or more possessions.
Yeah, I agree.
If Riley Leonard plays and Duke can find success on the ground, this might be an upset alert.
Really?
I'm not taking Duke, but I'm saying I'm okay putting Florida State on upset alert if Riley Leonard plays.
Okay. I disagree, but I do think it'll be closer. I think there's a possible path Duke could win this game. I don't think the secondary can keep up. I don't think they can keep up with Florida State's receivers. Is Johnny Wilson back? Do we know?
Here, I got you.
The Mikester.
Mikey.
I don't. But yeah, if Johnny Wilson's back, I mean, even more so. If not, Keon Coleman's going to go for freaking $2.
Yeah,
I'll go for 202.
Yeah, so we're looking at Jordan Travis and Johnny Wilson both being back this weekend.
Okay.
So
No, I can't see them on upset alert, but I respect that.
Yeah.
I'm not super mad at that.
yeah, we can disagree. And again, I'm not taking.
I know
Duke.
you have them winning.
I'm not taking Duke to win the game, but I also didn't take Florida State to be in such a tight matchup with Boston College earlier in the year either.
Right.
And I took them. I expected them to kind of wear Clemson out, and
Right.
and they didn't. They found a way to win, and to give them their credit, they've been very good at figuring out how to win close games,
Yeah.
and they've shown they're gritty and tough. And when they are punched in the mouth, they don't fall. They fight back. So I think there's a way. I think Florida State wins this game, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's by a late field goal.
Right. I agree.
All right, number 5. Oh, also, before we move on, this game, it's two unbeaten teams in, like, very much determining not necessarily who clinches a spot in the ACC title game, but, like, to me, the winner of this game is playing in the ACC championship.
I agree.
Like, I have no doubt about that. They're
This
not
late in the year, yeah.
technically clinching, but they're playing in the ACC championship. All right, and for a shot at the playoffs if they remain undefeated.
Yeah.
Like,
Or one loss for that matter.
Like, what happens if we look back in a week and Duke wins this game, and now we have to start talking about, is Duke going to the playoffs?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Are they going to get crapped on? Yeah. Yeah.
all right, number 5, Washington versus Arizona State. Washington's a 27.5-point favorite. Sounds about right. They're one of the best offenses in the country right now, with first-team All-American quarterback, first-team All-American receiver, and a plethora of other receivers to mix right in there. Running back play with Dylan Johnson was fantastic last week, and it has been the last several weeks. That was
Defense showed up.
That was one that going into the season, we were having the conversation about Washington, specifically the Washington versus Oregon conversation on who I took Washington to win the Pac-12, you took Oregon to win the Pac-12, and both of us kind of agreed on the consensus that Oregon has more ways to do it. They have a better run game. They have, I would say, Washington's got the advantage at quarterback and receiver. Oregon's got the advantage at running back and defense. Well, this weekend, we saw the run game for Washington really take a big step, and then the defense get pressure on Bo Nix.
Right.
So at this point, I'm struggling to find the holes in Washington's team. Their defense isn't like
it's a hole.
Yeah,
it's a hole.
It's a hole. But when you have an offense as good as theirs, it's totally okay to have an okay defense.
Yes.
You don't need an elite defense with Washington's offense.
I agree. I will say, because I wasn't here for the recap, right? Like, when you I don't know if I did text you this, but I was definitely thinking this before the game. I was like, whoever wins this is in a disadvantage if they're both in the title game. So I'm like, all right, like, I think Oregon's going to win this game and win the title. But then I'm like, well, I don't know that that's the case. Well, I still think they're the better team. I do still think Oregon's a better team. I think, man, as far as this game, I mean, it's going to be a blowout. I think that's fair to say. And I do think they, 28. But, yeah, I think they cover. I think they beat them by, 31, 35, something like that.
Yeah, I'm with you. Going back to that point you made about Oregon and Washington saying whoever won that game will be at a disadvantage in the Pac-12 championship if it's the same two teams.
Yeah.
I disagree on that. Yes, it's hard to beat a good team twice, but to me, they would have been at more of a disadvantage had they dominated Oregon, right? Because then Oregon would have a lot of like keys in film. They would say, okay, this is what Washington did well. These are the things to fix. And when you're the team that dominates and you go back and look at that film, you did the things right. Like, they're going to come out with a different scheme, and you don't know how to prepare for that.
Right.
But if you're the team that lost, you can go scheme on the things the other team did well. In a game like this where it literally came down to a missed field goal that really would have pushed it to overtime, and we don't know what would have happened. Had Oregon converted on 4th and 1, the game would have looked a lot differently. The final score would have looked differently. Like, I feel like Washington came away with the W, but neither team went and won that game.
I agree, and that's kind of where I'm holding. I agree. I'm holding the same thing though, because you can say the same about Oregon. They can come out with something completely different, right?
Yeah.
I think Oregon is more versatile because of what we just talked about, and I think that defense is going to shine through. But anyway, I mean, we'll get to that, right? But
yeah,
that'll be. I hope it's those two again. That was a great game to watch.
Yeah. All right, number 6.
They're going to blow out Arizona State.
Yeah, it's not going to be close.
Cool.
Number 6, Oklahoma versus UCF. Oklahoma's an 18.5-point favorite.
No reason to really spend time on this one.
I love that. Dylan Gabriel's been everything that we've expected him to be and more.
Way more, yeah.
Yeah, he's been awesome this year. The offense has been great. Defense has really, honestly, the defense has been really good too. Just going back several weeks to that Texas game, seeing them jump out to a lead, give it up, jump out to a lead, give it up, and just like keep being gritty, keep fighting, and then find a way to go score down with less than a minute to go is just like, this is a team that I don't care who they're playing, they're not going away. And Dylan Gabriel is like at the forefront of that.
Yeah, they're doing really well busting my parlays. So, kudos to them for that.
Yeah. So, yes, Oklahoma's going to dominate UCF. Welcome to the Big 12, and then Oklahoma's dipping. So, speaking of dipping from the Big 12, number 8, Texas at Houston. Texas is 22.5-point favorite. I do think Texas wins big. I don't know if they cover the 22.5.
Backdoor cover. That was my freaking take. Yeah. I like that. Backdoor cover.
Yeah. All right, number 9, Oregon versus Washington State. Oregon's an 18.5-point favorite. Washington State's weird. Like, I don't want to bet on or against them at all right now. They started the season so hot offensively. Cameron Ward was putting up ridiculous numbers. The offense putting up ridiculous numbers. And then the last couple weeks just slowly not doing that.
Yeah.
Especially after, last week, they played Arizona, went and scored the first 6 points of the game, got a touchdown their first possession, went for 2, oddly enough, didn't get it, and didn't score the remainder of the game.
Yeah.
Like, the offense was supposed to be what was going to go get it done. They lost 44-6 to Arizona with a redshirt freshman. Now that redshirt freshman's fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's him. But the point is, I like Oregon's defense over Washington State's offense all day right now.
Yeah.
Again, right now though. So like,
I'm with you.
I don't know. Oregon's gonna win. They're gonna win big, but I'm not touching anything. I'm not taking anything on this game.
This is my bold take of the week. I'm gonna take Oregon to blow them like all the way to oblivion.
Don't think that's a bad take.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take this line, and I'm gonna take this line pretty heavy. I really like Oregon to cover and possibly double the line.
Yeah,
literally win by 39 points.
I could 100% see that happening,
Yeah.
but I also know Washington State's offense is capable of going score 40.
Right.
So I'm like,
Now, Oregon's is yes, I agree.
So I don't know. I agree with you. I think Oregon wins big. I'm not. First of all, let me clarify. I'm not putting anything on this game. I know I've already said that, but now that I can say that and say that I have no skin in the game, no money in the game, I do like Oregon to cover,
Right.
but not enough to bet it.
Right.
Number 10, North Carolina versus Virginia. North Carolina is a 23.5-point favorite. Yep.
So number 11, Alabama. Number 17, Tennessee.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a big game in the SEC. So both Alabama and Tennessee are just one-loss teams at this point. So this is huge in determining the SEC.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm taking Bama. They're 8.5 point favorite. Crazy game last year. It's not going to go. I mean, how can I really emphasize? It's not going to go anything like last year.
No.
I mean, not even relatively close. Both offenses have taken a huge step back. So I'm looking for a low-scoring game, both in the 20s, and I'm possibly like not outscoring the 20s. I'm gonna take Bama like 24-14, 10-point win.
Yeah. I don't hate that. I think if you're Alabama, you're looking for Jalen Milroe to get it going with his feet. Because you really are going to – look, Tennessee's defense isn't anything crazy.
Right. Never are, right.
But Alabama's offense isn't anything crazy this year either. We had a lot – if you watched that game last week versus Arkansas, they damn near lost it.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of balls dropped that, one, hit receivers' hands and should have been caught. And there was also a lot of incompletions that hit the turf before it got to the receivers.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on in that
Right.
pass game. It's like
a lot of pressure, too.
What the hell is going on? So, yeah, is there a chance that Tennessee can go in and win this game? Absolutely. Is there a chance that Alabama can get it together, rely heavy on the run with Jace McClendon and get it done? 100%. I don't know how I feel or who I want to take in this one. Considering what's on the line here, Alabama's a one-loss team. That loss is not in the SEC, right? If they lose this game, they'll be a two-loss team, one loss in the SEC. The SEC gets busted wide open. Or the SEC West, because Alabama's still got to face LSU. and Ole Miss still has to face Georgia. So
Right.
right now, and look, Texas A&M has they have one loss in the SEC West, but it's to Alabama.
Right.
So then you really have like a 4-way tie for the SEC West at that point, and it gets really weird. For Tennessee, being that they're a one-loss team, and that loss is to Florida in the SEC East, they still got to play Georgia. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if Tennessee finds a way to win this game, they will have the win over Alabama. They go to Kentucky next week, and then they have Missouri and Georgia still on the schedule. So I think for both teams, this is a must-win looking at the remainder of their schedule.
Agreed.
If Alabama wins this one, they remain a one-loss team with no SEC losses, a top 25 SEC win. They get LSU, they get a bye, and then LSU whenever they come back from the bye, and then Kentucky, and then Auburn. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's tricky. This is a must-win for both teams.
Alabama's got to get momentum. They got to get going. If they're going to make any sort of like real move, in the coming weeks, they need to get going right now.
Yeah.
They desperately need a 14 to 21 point victory. And I don't think they get it, but I think they beat Tennessee.
I don't know if they beat Tennessee.
Okay.
I'm struggling with this
Do
one,
it,
man.
bro. Do it.
I'm struggling with this one. I'm not going to take Tennessee, but I'm going to take Tennessee to cover the 8.5.
Okay.
I think this one comes right down to the last possession. Maybe we see a first-team All-American kicker decide it late in the game.
This is an upset alert game for me for sure.
100%.
No doubt.
100%.
Especially with the only 8.5 point spread. How do you feel about Vegas' spread?
I just told you I think Tennessee's going to cover that. I think this is a 4.5 point spread max.
Okay. I don't disagree.
Now look, I will say this. The best matchup, it's going to be hard to score this way, but the best matchup on the field is, the most favorable matchup for Alabama is Alabama's defense versus Tennessee's offense.
Yeah.
Tennessee's offense taking a big step back. Joe Milton hadn't been exactly what they wanted him to be this year. They're down a receiver in Brew McCoy. So it's tough for Tennessee. Can they go out and win it? Yeah, they still can, but it gets tricky.
They handled A&M.
Who?
Tennessee.
Yes. Alabama also, Alabama won that game by 9, but you just saw Alabama struggle against Arkansas as well. So I'm taking Tennessee, bro. Let's ride with it.
I'm like waiting. I'm literally watching your mouth. I'm like, dude, just say it.
I'm taking Tennessee.
All right. And big shakeup if that happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Look, Alabama beat A&M by more than Tennessee did, though. Like you said, Tennessee handled A&M. They didn't necessarily
The point is they're still rolling.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
So we'll see. I'm going to take Tennessee. You'll take Alabama. That one will be
upset alert for damn sure.
Upset alert. Oregon State's on a bye at number 12. Number 13, Ole Miss at Auburn. Ole Miss is a 6.5 point favorite.
That's a joke.
Yeah, they're covering that.
And it's not close.
We
locked them plus 2.5.
Yeah. If Auburn beats Ole Miss, you might catch me swimming in the Mississippi River. I don't know what to tell you. Like this is bad, bro.
Yeah.
Like Auburn just took a 30-point beat down to Ole Miss. Ole Miss beat LSU.
To LSU.
Ole Miss put up 52 points on LSU's head.
Yeah.
Not 52 either. It was 55.
Yeah.
Get a grip.
Yeah.
Ole Miss is going to do more of the same. I think you just saw Auburn's defense get exposed, gave up 48 to LSU, and had no answer all game. LSU ran the ball efficiently. They threw the ball efficiently. You saw 3 different running backs not only running the ball but catching passes. It was just –
If Auburn beats Ole Miss, will all 3 go to the College Football Playoff Championship on my dime?
Well, maybe I'll take Auburn.
Don't take them.
No.
Like that. It's just – that's really poor.
Yeah.
The line is – honestly, it's laughable.
Yeah.
I'll bet that one too.
Yeah.
I love their line and Oregon's line in a parlay if you want to do a little side bet. It's not a lock, and the odds are way, way plus. But that would be my 2 to bet. I don't know.
Yeah. So Ole Miss is going to whoop up on Auburn. I don't think Auburn's a horrible team either. I think they're just a couple years away from being great. The fact to me that Robbie Ashford doesn't start every game
it's bad.
That's concerning. I don't understand that. I know Peyton Thorne gives you more in the passing game, but not much more.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze just gives up. It looks like.
No,
dude. Like
That's
throughout
not
the
true.
game, you watch and he's just on the sideline all sad. I'm like, dude, get a grip. Like, God, yeah.
Now, Hugh Freeze did used to coach at Ole Miss, so you could see, I don't know. You're not seeing anything great. Ole Miss is going to dominate.
You just wanted to show me trivia? Or
Yeah.
okay.
All right. You got anything on that one? Magic Mikey? Nothing?
I mean, I'm rooting for Auburn now just so we can go to the playoff. But
Let's go,
aside
baby.
from that, I don't got much.
All right. Fair enough. 14 Utah at 18 USC. USC is a 7-point favorite. Give me your thoughts there.
Ooh, oh, man. That's going to be rough. Coming off of a nice loss, this is – first of all, you think Caleb Williams paints his nails? Caleb Williams paints his nails.
Yeah, he doesn't need to.
No, he shouldn't, maybe.
Yeah, he definitely shouldn't.
You think they win?
I do think so.
Okay.
I do
You think
think
they cover?
I expect them to cover, yes.
Okay.
I don't even know if we're going to see Cam Rising back this year.
Does he ever play?
Not,
Like, what is going on?
not this year. Well, they just started talking about if they're going to give him a medical red shirt for this year.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been – I know he tore his ACL in the Rose Bowl. He tore everything in the Rose Bowl. But
Yeah.
this has been one of the longest recoveries that I've seen. I know, like, being that
It's
it
been
was
almost a year.
Being that it was in the last game of the season, I know, like, it was probably a little bit unrealistic to expect them back in game 1.
Right.
But we're in week 8.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, they're pretty much out of the conversation for the Pac-12.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't say, oh, yeah. Like, they were 9-3 and, like, won the Pac-12 last year. So
They're out of the conversation.
I think there's definitely more good teams or more top-tier teams in the Pac-12 this year.
Yeah.
So that makes it tricky for Utah. I don't think they have a huge shot. They would have to beat USC this week and then find a way to win out.
Not going to happen.
That being said, I don't think you're going to see Cam Rising play more than 4 games this year. I think they're going to try and get him a medical red shirt and get him to come back.
Yeah, that's why you're not bringing him back right now.
Yeah.
So maybe week 10, technically.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
We'll see. But no, yes, I do think USC wins. Utah's got a good enough defense to keep it low scoring, but right now with Bryson Barnes and Nate Johnson, like their offense isn't going to be able to hang.
No.
So
I agree.
So yeah, I think the spread's a little bit low. I'm going to take USC minus 13.5.
Okay.
All right, number 15 Notre Dame's on a bye. 19 LSU versus Army. LSU's a 30.5-point favorite.
Nothing to talk about. I mean, we locked it. LSU minus 21.5.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that at all.
No, me either.
I think they cover the 30, but I definitely feel great about 21.5.
Yeah, we're looking at the 4th consecutive week in a row that LSU is going to score 40 or more.
Yeah.
So
I don't think Army scores more than 14.
I think they may, but it's not going to be close. Like I think if they score more than 14, it's going to be late.
And it's going to be 17 or something like that, right? No, I mean seriously. So I don't know.
But I'm not putting too much. Like I'm not putting too much on LSU's defense either. Like I think Army may be able to score, but they're not going to be able to keep up.
No.
I will say LSU's defense is getting incrementally better.
Yeah, it is.
They're not like
They're not good.
They're not great by any means, but they are getting incrementally better to the point where they can give the offense time to go score. Like they are getting 5 and 6
getting off
stops
the
a
field,
game now.
right?
Yeah, so that's a silver lining if you're an LSU fan. All right, number 20 Missouri versus South Carolina. Missouri's a 7-point favorite.
I like that. I think they cover.
Yeah, I do too. I think Missouri's
Brady Cook's been on a tear.
Yeah, Brady Cook's awesome. Luther Burden, one of the best receivers in the country. South Carolina typically doesn't lose in October.
Yeah.
But that streak is not broken. They just lost to Florida last week.
Right.
So, hey, maybe they do. Maybe.
Yeah.
After such a streak like that of not losing in October for, what was it, like 5 or 6 years in a row?
Right.
Insane.
Even last year, like with Tennessee and Clemson.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Florida and your old coach.
Yeah, Napier. That's crazy to me.
Went and got that done. I like Missouri in all aspects of this game. I'm going to take them offense, defense, special teams. Yeah, like across the board. I'm going to take Missouri to win this one.
I agree.
I don't love the 7-point line. I think Missouri wins it by 14 or so, 17.
I agree.
Louisville's on a bye. 22 Air Force at Navy. Little Armed Forces game here. Air Force minus 10.5. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think they covered. They have a great defense.
You think the air attack is what gets it done for them? That wasn't good, right? It was just look, it was a dad joke.
And to answer your question, no, right?
Well, yeah, for Air Force, yeah, I can see that. Not Navy. Navy doesn't pass the ball.
They don't have any water around there.
All right.
Air Force wins pretty big. Tulane is number 23. They play the unranked North Texas. 20.5 points.
The mean green of North Texas.
Yeah.
I will say, North Texas has a little dynamic duo. I saw this graphic on Instagram. It was between their quarterback and their wide receiver, but the quarterback's got like 1,200 passing yards on the year. So I was like,
but they all went to that receiver.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, they don't really when you look at it.
Right. Nothing about them is dynamic.
Yeah, no. Tulane's gonna beat them by a lot.
Bad.
Yeah. 24 Iowa versus Minnesota. Iowa's a 3.5 point favorite.
Give me Minnesota.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think Iowa. Yeah. I don't think Iowa has a shot to win this game.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think Minnesota's a better team all around. I think Minnesota's basically Iowa with an offense. I think they have just as good of a defense. Iowa's punter's much better, right? He's first team All-American. But yeah, I'll take Minnesota to win this one. Not big, but I'm taking them to win.
Minnesota's bad this year, bro. Mm-hmm. Minnesota beat. I'm gonna just run through their schedule for you. Mm-hmm. They beat Nebraska 13-10.
Okay.
They beat Eastern Michigan 25-6. Mm-hmm. They lost to North Carolina 31-13. They lost to Northwestern 37-34. Yeah, it's bad.
That one's bad.
They beat your old team, the ULL Raging Cajuns, 35-24. Gave up 24 to them. Minnesota.
They have a great offense, bro. What are we talking about? Actually,
I know they did when you were there,
dude.
Minnesota gave up 52 to Michigan. Michigan won that one 52-10.
Yeah, Michigan's the second best team in the country.
Yeah, Minnesota's
Go ahead and read Iowa's.
All right, give me a second.
Yes, Iowa's ranked. I get it. Why is it a 3.5 point spread then? Let's hear it.
Because Iowa doesn't have an offense.
None.
Yeah, I'm with you. I get it, but Iowa's going to win this football game.
Okay. They may, right?
All right, Iowa's schedule. Let's just work through it. They beat Utah State 24-14. They beat Iowa State.
Scored 24 on Utah State.
Yeah.
You have to side comment like you did with Minnesota. Go
ahead. They beat Iowa State 20-13. They beat Western Michigan 41-10. Penn State got them 31-0.
I'm sorry, it's a what?
It's a nothing.
Okay.
I said they have no offense.
Couldn't kick a freaking field goal.
Their punter balled that game.
Dude, he went dumb. Yeah. He balled.
All right. They beat Michigan State 26-16. They beat Purdue 20-14. They beat Wisconsin 15-6.
Oh my God.
That sounds like a baseball score. Yeah, and they get Minnesota this week. They're going to beat Minnesota. They're going to beat Minnesota by 10.
It's launch.
Okay.
All right.
Just money line. We're just taking money line.
Yep.
I'll give me Iowa.
Let's bet a phone charger. My phone dies every week. Bro, I use it all day, and then I get here, I use it, and then it's incredible. It's always at this point too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's bet a phone charger.
That's huge.
I got you.
You in on that?
Yeah, why not?
Bet.
No, it benefits me none. I don't need a phone charger.
Yeah, but you can have an extra one.
Yeah, no. We'll do lunch.
All right.
Yeah, you buy your own phone charger.
I have like 7. They're all over.
All right, last game that we'll cover is 25 UCLA at Stanford. UCLA is a 17-point favorite. I like that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, after what Stanford did last week, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dude, that receiver, who shall not be named because I don't know his name. What's his name? Dude, I'm taking Stanford to cover, but I will take UCLA to win.
Yeah. You're talking about the one that nobody can pronounce, Aoman, however you say it?
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that? Help me. Aoman.
You did not just do that. Go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah.
Are you really going to throw me on the spot?
That is so tough.
I had to.
Elick Ayo Manor.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
There it is.
Ayo Manor.
Mm-hmm.
Ayo Manor. All right. Yeah, really good.
Yeah. Ashton,
Hey, Illinois, you want to come out here?
not bad.
I'll give you that one. That's the best joke you've made all pod. All show.
It's not a pod.
I said show. I fixed myself.
Ashton Daniels balled too last week. 396 yards, 4 touchdowns. So, I mean, I guess when you're looking at the pass defense of UCLA, it's not bad, but the strength is the running defense.
Yeah.
I think UCLA wins it though.
I do too.
Honestly like the line.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they win. I don't think they cover.
I'm not
doesn't
mad at
matter,
that.
right?
Look, Vegas is so good at setting the line. Like, there's a reason it's 17. So,
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
yeah. I think UCLA wins it though.
That's the first time you've been like, look, Vegas is. I know, dude. We've yeah.
All right. We do have some locks for you this week. We covered most of them. We covered them all, but I'm going to just,
all three.
Run through it one more time. We have LSU minus 21.5 against Army. That's minus 330 if you're going to take it individually. Ole Miss at Auburn. We're taking Ole Miss plus 2.5. They're going to win big. That's minus 330 if you take it individually.
I might bet 330 on that and take my $100 and walk away.
Yeah. And then Penn State plus 13.5 at Ohio State. Again, we both took Penn State to win. So I feel good about that. But that's the closest odds at minus 310. Still minus 300 plus. So feel good about that. If you look at it all together, it comes out to plus 124. So
Well, I feel really good about the locks this week.
I do too. And we hit last week, so I feel like we got some momentum now.
Yeah. I mean, I wish we could just I wish you just cut it after that. But all right.
No,
Right.
if you're going to any of the games this week, you know what to do. You got to go to SeatGeek. Use code 10-second runoff. That's 10 SECOND RUNOFF. Save $20 on your first purchase. Do whatever you want with those $20. I'm not going to tell you what to do with it, but we all know what you should do with it,
What's
right?
up, Joe?
I just told them I'm not going to tell them what to do with it.
Okay.
They know.
I know.
Not bad.
Take that $20 and throw it on this parlay. How about that?
There you
Good
go.
answer.
There you go.
You're not going to tell him, but he'll tell him what to do.
He'll tell them.
I'm not a financial advisor.
Yeah. He's not, for sure. Also,
Thank God.
We'd all be broke.
Also, we do these power ratings every week. We really need y'all to subscribe. It means the world to us. The more subscribers we get, the more money we can put into building a betting model that will take us, in our opinions, out of building the power ratings and just let the model do it itself. So really looking forward to that when that day comes. Y'all just got to help us get there. Hit the sub button, share it with your friends, all that good stuff. Thank y'all for being here.